What is going on, fans? It is Rockdy Lee, and today I am doing something very different. I don't expect much traction on it. You guys are probably not going to watch it, but I wanted to take the time to know how to play 40 Warhammer 40K, the tabletop game. It's not about even whether or not I want to play. I just kind of feel like, I'm fascinated by the universe. I want to know as much as possible. I started reading the book, a book, and I just got to know the tabletop game, like it's just part of the process of learning about something. I don't got time to play tabletop games. I don't know anyone. Even if I did, I'm always recording, family. So I'm so transparent. It's just check. I know how to play this game. There's a tabletop game. They got video games. This is the lore. This is the book. Let's just jump right into it, man. Folks, if y'all haven't subscribed, but you just like following this journey with me, please consider doing so. Let's jump into how to play Warhammer 40K in under 10 minutes.
I'm about to show you how to play Warhammer 40,000 9th edition in 10 minutes.
Dope. The channel that this is Knights at the Game Table, by the way.
Hey man, coming in. Let me show you how to play Warhammer 40,000 in 10 minutes or less. Warhammer 40,000 is a space warfare game set. You got it in the year 40,000. This is the recruit edition of the 9th edition of the game. The game has been going pretty strong since it was founded in the late 70s to early 80s. And pretty much everything you need to play the game is included in this box. However, I've got a simple demonstration that I'm going to teach you to show you how to play the game. Now, you have two forces. You have the forces of the Space Marines, which are genetically advanced superhumans there to rescue the galaxy or control it in their iron.
I would have started with the orcs.
Up against them, we have the alien race of the Necrons, who
Necrons,
sacrifice
figured.
their human form in order to be immortal. My question for you is, what do you want to play as? Do you want to be the Space Marines or the Necrons, Mr. James?
Space Marines.
They may have a ruler.
That's your choice. They're your Space Marines.
A tape measure?
They are superhuman, which is why you've got 5 of them, and I've got 10 of these Necrons. But don't worry about it. It's a lot more fair than it looks, because your guys have 2 lives each. Now, the start of Warhammer is very simple. We both design our armies, and there are many, many miniatures to choose from. In fact, you get even more in this box than we're using here. But we're going to start by rolling a dice to see who gets the first turn. So, James, if you want to make that dice roll and see what you get. And I got a 4. You got a 1. Skulls. Oh no! So James, you do not get the first turn of the game, but I do. So at the very beginning of the game, you're going to look at your units and see what their statistics are. Every single model in the game has a set profile.
Like a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
The first thing I'm going to look at here is M, which is for movement. I can see there I've got 5 inches, which means my guys move 5 inches. And I'm going to want to get closer to you so I can shoot you with my guns, because it's got some pretty...
And yeah, different range, I assume.
Guns. So each of my models moves.
That's why this man has a measuring tape
Measure to work out where they go. They can go in pretty much any direction as long as they end up within 2 inches of somebody else in the unit. Now, at the end of the movement phase, I get to shoot my models. The way the game works is I'll take my entire turn first, and then James will take his turn afterwards. So I'm going to check out the range of my gun, and I can see here the gun I'm going to fire with is a Gorse Reaper. I have a 14-inch range. So as I shoot my models, I'm going to check the range to see how many of my models can shoot. I've got 14 inches marked out on the tape measure, and I can see here, wow, it looks like everybody in my unit can shoot. So I look once again at the profile.
Yo, I'm mad impressed. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, this man started with the tape measure. You notice I peeped it. I was like, yo, what you doing with that, man? And then, yo, he's really clocking the distance. The range of these actually matter. Like an MMO, but it's a tabletop MMO game. Wow, I'm actually impressed. I never in my life knew that. I wonder if I could get my wife to react to this video with me. Sincerely, it's actually pretty cool, and I wonder if I could get her to play Warhammer with me. Because the only other person that would play, my daughter. If I could get my daughter to play Warhammer, that would be awesome. Oh, I started this video like, oh, I'm not going to play. But I got my interest. I don't know what it is about the tape measurer. The tape measure just added something to it. Like I don't know, man. I've never in my life seen anything like this.
How many times my gun fires. It says it
Wow.
has one shot. It's a rapid fire gun, which means if you were in half the range, I'd fire twice. But unfortunately you're not, so I'm just gonna get 9 straight shots. Now I'm gonna see how accurate my little dudes are at shooting. I do this by looking up this statistic called the ballistic skill. My skill with ballistics. I can see it.
Y'all are really whipping out manuals in the middle of the game, though? And it seems like there's a lot more information to keep track of as compared to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering. Wow.
3 or higher, which simply translates to every single one of these dice is one of the people firing, and every 3 or higher is a hit. So I'm going to roll these dice here, and then because that's a great round of shooting. I've got a 1 and a 2, which both missed, but the other 7 dice all hit. So now we're going to see
risk.
how much damage my guns actually inflict to my opponent. And what we do here is we compare the strength of my weapon against the toughness of their physical skin. The strength of my gun is a strength of 5. And the Space Marines have a toughness of 4. Because my strength is higher than their toughness, it's easier for me to succeed.
No HP.
3 or higher again. If my strength was equal to it, i.e. if it was strength 4 and toughness 4, I would only need to be rolling 4s. So essentially we're just going to see what impact this bullet does. So
I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I'm actually invested. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. When I did the intro, I was like, yo, I'm just doing this just to do it. I didn't think it was even going to be a fire reaction. I don't know how y'all going to like when I post. I don't know about the views, but I'm enjoying myself.
Because my strength is higher than their toughness, Marines have a toughness of 4.
A toughness of 4? So the Space Marines have a toughness of 4. Wait. What the hell is happening here?
5. And the Space Marines have a toughness of 4. Because my strength is higher than their toughness, it's
5 and 4.
For me to succeed. I need a 3 or higher again. If my
Why do you need a 3 or higher? But okay.
strength was equal to it, i.e. if it was strength 4 and toughness 4, I would only need to be rolling 4s. So essentially we're just going to see what impact this bullet does. So I
kind of get confused.
Every 3 or higher, wow, that's a great round of shooting, is a bullet that succeeded in potentially wounding the target. So 6 of the bullets...
Oh, I get it. I'm gonna rewind one more time.
And what we do here is we compare the strength of my weapon against the toughness of their physical skin. The strength of my gun is a strength of
5.
And the Space Marines have a toughness of 4.
Right.
Because my strength is higher than their toughness, it's easier for me to succeed. I need a 3 or higher again. If my
I need a 3 or higher just to succeed in shooting. 3 or higher means you are successful in shooting. I think that's all it means. And the strength of your gun is already higher than the toughness.
4 and toughness 4.
Okay.
I need to be rolling 4s. So essentially we're just going to see what impact this bullet does. So I fire. Every 3 or higher, wow, that's a great round of shooting, is a bullet that succeeded in potentially wounding the target. So 6 of the bullets have managed to penetrate into your skin, but we're going to see if your armor save is capable of protecting you. And we see that the Space Marines have a saving throw of 3 or higher. So normally, you would just have to roll 3 or higher on each one of these dice.
I had to turn up that 1080p. My internet, oh God. Oh Lord. Oh, I'm having some trouble, guys. Oh, my internet is struggling. Hold on.
To protect against the damage. However, this particular weapon is specifically
I don't know what happened.
designed to
Sorry, I remember
So
knowing.
normally, you would just have to roll 3 or higher on each one of these dice to protect against the damage. However, this particular weapon
So 3 is just a
specifically
designated
designed
number.
to penetrate through armor. If I go back to look at the Gorse Reaper's profile, I can see it reduces whatever you roll on the dice by 2, which means whenever you roll a 3, it's actually going to be a 1. Whenever you roll a 4, it's actually going to be a 2. So you're going to need to roll 5 or higher on each of these dice in order
because
to
you need a
deflect
3.
this bullet, which has armor penetrating properties. Roll the 6 dice. Let's see what you get, James. Unfortunately, the dice don't like you as much as they like me. So these 2 6s managed to defend against the bullet. It bounced off one of the shoulder pads.
Nothing.
However, the other 4 did penetrate. Now, I mentioned at the beginning that these Space Marines have 2 wounds each, which means, sadly, each one of these sets of 2 dice represents a dead Space Marine. Oh no, that's terrible. So That's the end of my shooting phase. We can move into my charge phase where I can try.
I wonder, could you have spread it out? Did they have to? But I guess it makes sense to kill the two, so you wouldn't have spread it out. So I'm just curious. As it looks like 4 successful shots made it. Each of the Space Marines could take 2 damage, right? And they penetrated the armor. I may have messed up on my phrase, but my point is there was 4 shots. Each Space Marine took 2, right? Could he had given each Space Marine the 4 shots as opposed to finishing off Space Marines? But I'm pretty sure you want to kill as many of their troops as possible. So that's why he put 2. That's why he just ended both the lives of every Space Marine possible.
Try and engage you in close combat, but looking at these big meaty swords, I don't really want to do that against you. And so I'm going to say that it's the end of my turn. The only question is, have they
what did I
against
miss?
you? And so I'm going to engage you in close combat, but with my shooting phase, we can move into my charge phase where I can try and engage you in close combat. But looking at these big meaty swords, I don't really want to do that against you.
No.
So I'm going to say that it's the end of
There's
my
a
turn.
charge
The only
phase.
question is, have the casualties inflicted on your unit caused your men to run away from battle? The way we do this is very simple. You're going to roll a dice and add 2, and we're going to make sure that you don't roll above their leadership, which is their morale check. So these guys have a leadership of 8, as long as their sergeant is on the board. We can see a leadership there. James, do me a favor and roll 1 dice and add 2, and let's see what happens. 6. Oh no, that would normally be terrible. 6 add 2. However, they're Space Marines. The sergeant has a leadership of 8. As you can see, it's almost impossible to make Space Marines run away. They still stay and fight because a leadership of 8 is 6 + 2 = 8. So your Space Marines do not run away. However,
dang, very technical game.
That is the end of my turn, and we move to my opponent's turn. James, you have 3 Space Marines left. Let's see what you can do with them. We start with your movement phase. So in your movement phase, they have a 6-inch movement. So you're going to use that movement to move them up. And now you get to shoot. Now, 2 of them have bolt pistols or heavy bolt pistols, which is a powerful pistol, but the last guy has a plasma pistol, which is an even more powerful pistol. So we're going to roll for these guns separately. And actually, when you look at the miniatures, you can see there is a distinct difference between the guns of the heavy bolt pistols and the plasma pistols. And this is one of the coolest things about Warhammer. Each model represents what they actually have. So, James, you want to start by firing the 2 heavy bolt pistols. Now, once again, we look at your ballistic skill this time.
Now, that's a fun game. That's a fun game. Let's see it.
Shoot my models.
Let's see it.
Fire. Oh dear, double skulls, double ones, which brings us to the plasma pistol. Now, this guy is going to hit on a 3 or higher just the same as them, but his gun is much more powerful. And it hits. Now, we spoke earlier about if your strength is higher than their toughness.
Yes.
I have a toughness of 4 on my Necron Warriors, and you have a strength of 7. It's still higher, so you need 3 or higher. Even though the strength is so much more than my strength of 5, because it isn't double, it hasn't made it that much easier yet. So you still need a 3 or higher to wound me. Roll the dice, James.
Okay.
Let's see if you can successfully wound my Necron Warriors.
There it is.
There it is.
My Necron Warriors.
See if my armor can protect me. So if I can roll a 4 or higher on this dice, I'll protect myself against that shot. But that's not actually the case, because you have a plasma pistol. And a plasma pistol reduces my roll by 3. I'm 4 or higher to save myself. There's no way I'm coming back from that.
It's basically impossible.
Blast hits me in the face, and
Gone.
my model is gone. I'm down to 9 Necron Warriors. You've finished your shooting phase, but unlike me, you really do want to get me in close combat, James. So we move into the charge phase. So James, what you're going to have to do is roll 2 dice and roll enough to move within 1 inch of my model. So as you can see here, my model is just over 3 inches away, so you need to roll a 3 or higher on the 2 dice in order to reach. A very easy thing to do on 2 dice. Roll 2 dice, let's see what you do. No double ones. Oh, it was close. But the 3 inches does get you within 1 inch of my model. So we move them there, and we are now in engagement range, at least with one of the models. These guys are still too far away, but that's okay, because after the charge phase, we move into the fight phase. And in the fight phase, you have something called a pile-in. Essentially, now you're actually engaged in
It really
combat.
reminds me of
You
Russ.
make the final move to get into close combat. It is a 3-inch bonus move, providing at least 1 model is within 1 inch. That enables you to get closer to the enemy. And now, as you can see, we have 3 of your models in close combat. And now we're going to start using your close combat weaponry to kill my Necrons. Now, what we do is we see how many attacks each model has. When the guns, we look at the gun profile, but in close combat, we look at your profile, because you're the one swinging the weapon. We can see that you normally have 2 attacks, but the sergeant has 3.
Ooh.
So there are 2 regular soldiers that have 2 attacks each, and we can see the sergeant has 3 attacks. However, they all have
those people talking in. In the background, you can really hear Chris with the headphones. Like, who the hell said that? Okay.
Chainsword as well. That's that nasty, teethy looking sword that you can see there. And that gives you 1 extra attack. In addition, you are the genetically advanced Space Marines. And Space Marines, when they charge into close combat, look at that big bulky armor, they get an extra attack because of the momentum. So as you can see here, you're looking at a significant number of attacks there. Your weapon skill, which is your skill at hitting with a weapon instead of a gun, is 3 or higher. James, roll all of those dice, and every time you roll a 3 or higher, you punch a Necron in the face with a chainsaw. Much better. The 1s and 2s miss, but every other dice hits. That's a lot of hits, James. We're now going to compare the strength of you against the toughness of me. We can see
this is
your
crazy.
Strength is 4. My toughness is also 4, so you're going to need to roll a 4 or higher because they are equal. Not amazing. The 1s, 2s, and 3s all miss, but here we have 4 chainswords that managed to cause damage to my models. So
4
4
chainswords.
saving throws. Once again, your armor penetration will reduce my roll. I normally need 4 or higher. We remember that from my saving throw earlier. But your chainsword gives me -1 on my roll. So I'm going to need a 5 or higher to save myself. Every time I fail to roll 5 or higher, one of my models is going to fail.
You could play this on the phone or Nintendo Switch or something. By the way, do you have to get the physical stuff? I know physical stuff is whatever. It just looks cool.
Okay, so I have 2 5 or higher, so 2 of them, their armor protect them. So I've lost 3 Necrons in this particular fight. Now I'm going to do a pile in and fight back. Each of my models gets a 3-inch consolidation to get closer into combat. And anyone can fight if they're within ½ an inch of one of your...
What really makes this cool, not just the tape, but like how hands-on the game is. It's very hands-on. Like, yo, if I'm not within a certain distance of you, I can't even charge or I can't use my sword. You know, obviously the people that have guns, they probably have better range, right? Than you with the ability to charge. So I can only imagine the configuration of your stuff. Wow. No, it's
models or
mind blown.
Model that's within ½ an inch. That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you remember, you had lots and lots of attacks. Unfortunately, my neck...
I lost my hype in the beginning. Yo, I got excited once I found out how cool it was. And now I'm just like, if you're wondering, what happened to his energy in the beginning? Now I'm just really absorbing it. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, son. This is crazy. Anyways.
I'm not very good in close combat. They're going to have 1 attack each.
Okay.
7 attacks. But my Necron warriors, being aliens, are as good
Necron warriors.
hitting on 3s or higher. Sadly, the 2s miss. And my strength is the same as yours, and my toughness is the same as yours. So my strength against your toughness will once again be a 4 or higher to wound. Oh dear. I've got 1 hit, and I do not reduce your armor save. If you remember from earlier, Space Marines have a 3 or higher armor save. James, if you want to make your roll. Nice, you saved. I failed to kill any Space Marines in close combat. At the end of your turn, you have successfully killed 3 of the Necrons. I'm going to roll the dice and add 3 to see if any of them run away. 5 add 3 is 8. But because I'm a robot, I have a leadership of 10. Don't get very scared. We can always just repair ourselves later. So if nobody else runs away. But this now moves it into my turn. And the game will continue like that until one of us wins.
I'm going to get my wife to play with me.
As an experienced veteran of the game, I've been playing for about 31 years. And I'm telling you now that those Necrons have no chance in close combat against those Space Marines. At this point, the game is won for the Space Marines. Thank you ever so much for watching. And that is how you play Warhammer 40,000. The game is won for the Space Marines. Those Necrons have no chance in close combat against those Space Marines. At this point, the game is won for the Space Marines. Thank you ever so much for the game. I've been playing for about 30 until one of us wins. And I can tell you now, as an experienced veteran of the game, I've been playing for about 31 years.
Is that serious?
That those Necrons have no chance in close combat against those Space Marines. At this point, the game is won for the Space Marines.
Dang.
Thank you so much for watching. And that is how you play Warhammer 40,000 in 10 minutes or less. Now, if you'd like to learn more about the game, and you'd maybe like to see us demonstrate a full-size game, or maybe just like to get some more tips on how to get into the game and how to get the miniatures, then we have a bunch of free resources that you can find in the description of this video. You can go through, click, and check them out, because we love helping new players get into the game, or people that maybe played the game many, many years ago and are looking to get back into it in 9th edition. So enjoy the resources. I'm Adam from Knights at the Game Table, and I hope you've enjoyed the game.
Yo, you can book an army design session? That's actually pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Oh, look at the click funnels getting me. That's funny, man. That's funny. We can't access the calendar. Come back. Okay, whatever. I'll figure that out. That's honestly that's better than I ever expected. I thought I was just checking off a box because the journey to learning about Warhammer 40K, and it ended up being like really good. I actually want to play that. I actually do want to play. So yeah, there's other people. I think I chose the best person to teach me how to play. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, there's other people. And then people just really have matches. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna click this randomly.
Hey guys.
7 to charge you to be able to attack you.
Oh.
And I rolled a 6, so I did not successfully charge you.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna check out a game. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a reaction to me watching a game. And how long does the average match? How long does Warhammer 40K tabletop? How long is it? Oh, there you go. 3 hours. God. No one has time for that. Oh, I see why West Hammer was talking about it. 10 to 20 minutes setting up. We gotta go back to Risk, man. Oh, that's hilarious. That is really, 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 really hilarious. Anyways, that's fun, guys. That's fun. I really enjoyed the video. There's not too much to say after that. If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel and you want to, please consider doing so. I'm really sincere about this project or this video or this hobby, this whatever, this journey. I'm very sincere about it. I don't know where it's going to go. I just check out videos because it went from I'm a YouTuber that posts videos for a living. Secret Level was very good. I jumped into Warhammer and I'm genuinely interested. Remember, there used to be anime on this channel. Just keep scrolling down. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys. So until the next video, I am Yaboyrocklee Lee and I am out. You know, it'd be crazy if I wasn't recording. I'm like, damn. As always, thanks for supporting this channel. If you don't know, we do have a Patreon, and it's free to join. You can stay updated, suggest content, or vote on polls. If you're interested in our uncut and early reactions to anime, K-drama, Western shows, and movie reactions, which include exclusive reactions not found on YouTube, you can join the upper tiers on Patreon, or you can stick with the edited content right here on YouTube. We got Yaboyrocklee Reactions also in the description of this video. Until next time, I'm out.